Hello, this is Bushido Cavalier. Thank you for over 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate your support. Now, please enjoy our feature presentation.
That's all from Lord of the Rings. I knew it. That's my first thought.
Wait, this is Lord of the Rings thing?
Yeah. I was just like, that looks like the kingdoms of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's the elves. The elves place.
no. This is the Return of the King. That one.
All 13 women
It's where they fight all the orcs.
And since then, over 500 other women claim that these statues have worked for them as well. Unbelievable.
Wood carved, Jack.
It took 3 years to
Oh, that's
get
weird.
this. 3,000 man-hours of it.
Yeah, that's it. Through the hole.
Oh, Jimmy Neutron on the face. See Jimmy Neutron? Oh, Pinocchio on his neck.
Oh, C-3PO.
There's Predator.
Gremlins,
Superman.
What's it?
Titanic.
No,
Rocky
not either.
Balboa. Shrek.
Flash of the Titan.
King Kong.
Star
King
Wars.
Kong, there you go.
R2D2.
King Kong.
There's Freddy.
Back to the Future.
E.T.
Good try though.
Oh, there's Charlie Chaplin.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
And the Three Stooges.
The Mummy.
Oh, I think that was the Wizard of Oz.
That's Godfather. Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Indiana Jones.
Harry Potter.
Gladiator. Avatar.
War of the World.
Avatar.
Troy. Yes. These statues used to be the relics of
Potential made for the Terminator. Hamill was created from disregard recycling. Nice. 1989 systems across the road. A disguised symbol of the Cold War, although the wall was over 103 miles long. Only the 2 mile long section between England and Czech Uncontrollable.
See Jar Jar Binks.
I'm secretly a homobar cybernation, and this is my counterpart, R2D2.
Soda alike.
I'm ready to press the button.
Grab it. I don't know if it's real. Oh, look, it's right next to the Elvis stuff. What are the chances? That's part of Elvis's real history.
Hey look, it's the original Bad Platinum record.
It's what? That's the original Bad record? The Platinum?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson released a song?
Yeah, it's short.
That's cool. I thought it was a lot shorter than that, actually.
Yeah.
Here, I got it. I got it.
This is Bushido. I'm at the Egyptian Hollywood Theater to see a special screening of Return of the Jedi. May 4th, 2013. May the 4th be with you.
Because people get hurt.
Oh, it's made out of Lego.
I can't see my face.
Today's the first annual Star Wars Naked Gardening Day. Seriously, did you see that? It's not a parody site as far as I could see. But,
you have to explain that. You know what you...
well, I clicked on it and it was a shot from here up, and the woman had a Boba Fett helmet on, and nothing else. And the man had a Darth Vader helmet on, nothing else. I mean, at this point I should be, impervious to surprise, but I'm still amazed.
I guess Chewbacca was naked all the time.
Yeah, and by the way, that was one of the memos we got back from 20th Century Fox when we were first making the film. I go to the office and noodle around, and I saw a memo from the Fox executives suggesting that they put a pair of lederhosen on Chewbacca. They said, do you realize he doesn't have pants on? And I thought, wow, if that's what they're worried about, we're in serious trouble. So, and they didn't like the title Star Wars. They said, we've done polls, and 38% of women ages 18 to 49 don't like films with the word wars in the title. So we had a contest where if you could come up with a name better than Star Wars, you put it on the bulletin board and you'd win some kind of prize. And, because there was also, they do all this research. 46% of people polled feel that Star Wars is a movie about, the behind the scenes in the marriage of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. Seriously, I'm not making that up, yeah. And as it turned out, nobody could come up with a better title, so Star Wars stuck.
And when you were working on Return of the Jedi, was it called Revenge of the Jedi? Is that the title?
Yeah, until someone says, hey George, I thought we were, Jedis can't have revenges. Oh, yeah. So he saved it all those years for Revenge of the Sith, and it's probably why he made the prequels. He wanted to use that title so desperately. But when I first got the script out, remember, when I first went out for Star Wars, I met George and he just asked questions. You didn't read anything out of the script. And when you made the cut in terms of being remotely right for the character, then we got 7 or 8 pages in the mail to do a screen test. And I remember when I first got the script, because I got the part before I had The Adventures of Luke Skywalker as taken from the Journal of the Wills, Saga number 1, The Star Wars. And I said, well, we're never going to get our names on the marquee with a title that long. That's longer than It's a Mad World. But I still remember doing the screen test because it was just on video. George was there. Somebody told me Ben Burtt was there, but I don't remember him being there. I didn't even know who he was really. I knew Harrison from American Graffiti. And I remember a line. After all these years, you'd think I would have forgotten this line, but to tell you how desperate I was to try and figure out what kind of movie is this? I mean, is it like Flash Gordon, or is it like a Mel Brooks like parody of a space movie? I really don't know, because the scene was in the Millennium Falcon cockpit, and we're going towards the Death Star, and we got to the part. They'd written the Obi-Wan part out, so it was just between Luke and Han Solo, and Solo does the line, hey kid, I've done my part.
Nice.
Here's going back to Tatooine. And I said, but we can't turn back. Fear is their greatest defense. I doubt if the actual security there is any greater than it was on Aquila or Solus, and what there is most likely directed towards a large-scale assault. And you go, who talks like this? I can break it down and I'd say, fear is their greatest defense. Okay, I get that. I doubt if the actual security there is any greater than it was on Aquila or Solus. That must be 2 bogus names for planets. And what there is most likely directed towards a large scale. I mean, nobody's going to notice your little Millennium Falcon coming in if they're just, prepared for a huge armada. But, you have to analyze dialogue like that, break it down like a diagrammed sentence with a predicate, the noun, and the adjective. I didn't understand. I was begging George. I said, is this like, do I say this like sarcastically, or is it tongue-in-cheek, or he was like, you'd see him visibly shrink. Let's just do it, then we'll just let it. Exactly. He didn't want to talk about it. And so all I could do was not comment on it. Just do it as sincerely as I could, because I figured, it's not for me to decide that it's arch, or that I'm winking at the camera or anything. But it was just luck of the draw, because I made that decision on my own. I was asking Harrison, what do you think? He was like, oh, let's just do it. But up in the treetops, I remember him being around then. But you had to sort of take that as part of the job, is that yeah, you're directing, but it's something that's really controlled by George largely. And with a movie like this, I mean, everything is planned down to the last little item. That's one thing I made sure of from the very first picture is to go to the art department, see what the drawings are going to be. Don't just go by your imagination. If you could see the models of the snow walkers, if you could see what the Death Star is going to look like, do your homework so that you're not just looking up at a piece of tape going, I can't believe the size of that thing. I remember Jack Nicholson telling a story on the commentary for one of those Roger Corman movies where he said, he'd never trust the special effects guys again, because they said, when you look down on the pond, it's going to be filled with all these golden fish, and he did the proper reaction, and then he saw the effect later. It's like that movie, the Giant Claw. Have you ever seen that? The first time the actors saw the finished monster, which was farmed out to a company in Mexico, it was a big marionette with this goofy-looking buzzard head. It was just mortifying to them, because you give it your all, and it's like a real leap of faith, and you just have trust in the special effects people that they're going to put in something that matches the look that you give them. And it doesn't always work out well.
So what was something, can you think of an example on Return of the Jedi that was like that, where you were told, use your imagination for this?
It's always in my upper left-hand pocket. Never forget that. You know what happens is, you see the movies when they first come out, and to see them finished, and then you might go and they say, well, you come to the premiere in Japan, and they say, well, the royal family's going to be there, so you can't leave, because we got really expert at leaving as soon as the crawl started to go up. And nothing against the movies, but like I said, I mean, we didn't exactly. And so I saw them all when they came out, and then I never saw them again. I've never seen them at home on DVD or on videotape. And when the special editions came out, all my kids went, Dad, we got to see them in the movie theater. Because I said, come on, when's the last time you looked through your old high school yearbook? You don't want to go back and look at yourself 30 years ago with your goofy hair and there's nothing you can do about it anymore. All you're going to do is see all the flaws, all the things that you can't change, that you want to change. And they said, but we want to see them on the big screen. And so my kids were born, where they didn't have that opportunity. So I thought I owed that to them. And so I went and I saw all of the, one time, each of the three with the special edition changes. And, I said, with all this tweaking, you couldn't, fix my hair or my acting. My acting's much better in the comic book, but...
I guess one addition we could put at the end of this movie is to be continued.
Well, that's the thing. When we were doing these movies, this was the end. So the feeling on set was like that mixed feeling you have when you're finishing high school. You're clearing out your locker, you're making sure you bring your gym clothes home, my dad was in the Navy, so I went to 9 schools in 12 years, and so I was constantly saying goodbye to people. It was really a difficult thing. I would sometimes lie, saying, no, I'm going to see you Friday, knowing that I was leaving Thursday. Because I just couldn't handle it, the constant sort of being uprooted and going somewhere else. So on the one hand, we had this feeling of accomplishment because we had a beginning, a middle, and an end, but then I knew that I wouldn't see all these people on a daily basis. And you really do become like a family. You know you're going to miss them. So it was really kind of a melancholy feel in a sense. But George asked me, the fun fact that, and I went with Carrie and my wife, and we're thinking, what is he going to say? I think he's putting his things out in 3D. And he probably wants us to do press or something. And George, after 3D comes television, and everybody wants to know what a wet whoopie smells like. It's endless. It'll never end. But I couldn't figure out what it was going to be. I mean, I still never how gobsmacked I was. As you all know, I'm going to retire. Gobsmacked I was. When he goes, I guess you all know I'm doing this because I'm in charge. You can say that. You're not going to be able to retire. Come on. No. Kathleen Kennedy's going to take over. She's going to run Lucasfilm. And everyone's decided that we should do episodes 7, 8, and 9. Now, I know I kept a poker face, but I was so shocked. I still don't know how to react.
Carrie immediately said, I'm in! Is there a part for Billy? She said that. That's his daughter. Is there a part for Billy? But again, I mean, no one could have imagined. Certainly I thought even if they do 7, 8, and 9, back in the day, I thought it would be like a whole new set of characters. And to be honest with you, I'll probably, I mean, I don't know. I'm not, like I said, people that are really plugged into this stuff know more about what they plan to do than I do. I know Michael Arndt is writing it, which I think is a really smart movie. Toy Story 3, Sunshine, so you know he can write humor, he can write sentiment, and plus he's a huge Star Wars nerd, which is a good thing. I am too, you know, I'm a comic book geek. People know, one of us. So when I go to the San Diego Comic Con, they knew. I used to go to those cons before I had anything to do with George's movies. So they're comfortable. Kathleen Kennedy, of course, amazing. Her resume speaks for itself. J.J. Abrams, great director. I mean, they were making all the right moves. Even Disney, as off the charts as I thought that was, I started thinking, wow, they did really well with the Marvel franchise. They did a great Muppet movie. They really know their stuff when it comes to taking a franchise and being able to service it all across the boards, everything from films, television, music, theme park rides. So I think they're making all the right moves, but I think it makes sense. It'll probably be about the next generation, with us old geezers relegated to the roles that Sir Alec and yeah, exactly. And that's the way it should be. I mean, I've only had one creative meeting so far, and I said, look, I don't want to do anything inappropriate. You know, I don't feel like I should be trying to replicate the way I was in my 20s. You know, I mean, I wanted to be age appropriate. So heavy on the Jedi mind tricks and lighten up on the lightsaber duels. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. Let the kids do the heavy lifting. And I want it to be a good story. I mean, to me, it's like I have ambivalence about it, because part of me is nice memories, and you know what, and don't try and go back and well enough alone. Let everybody try to be the adventurous side. Think, if everyone's in, how could I miss this? If Harris is truly going to do it, which I don't know, I haven't spoken to him. If Carrie's going to do it, she is. I've spoken to her. But you know, again, it's like I can't imagine someone going off on an adventure like this and missing out on it. But we'll see what happens. Because to me, I'm more interested in what the UPFs. You're all UPFs, as far as I'm concerned. That stands for Ultra Passionate Fan. And to me, at this point, you're almost like family. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to explain to civilians what it is that you get back from people that are really into this stuff. And so, like, even though I know very little about what they're going to do with the new ones, when people stop me, I say, well, what do you want to see? Because that's the main thing, is to try and recalibrate it so that, not that we're going to try and replicate what we did, you know, beat for beat, but in terms of the general sense of panache and adventure and humor and, you know, that sort of feeling that you've seen these movies before, but they were pirate movies or cowboy movies or World War II movies. That sort of the DNA that's in this kind of a project that you know, resonates with people that just love classic adventure movies. And like I say, we'll and I also, you know, being the old curmudgeon, I said in the one creative meeting, which I haven't met with the director, I've only met with Kathleen, and I said to her, I know I can't turn back the clock in terms of CGI, but I wish you'd find a balance between miniatures, models, and matte paintings, and CGI. You know what I mean? So there's a proper balance. So there's a proper balance so that the audience, when they see a vehicle on screen, even if it's a miniature, the camera perceives it's got weight and depth and scope, and then it's 3 dimensions. So I'm sort of old school, you know what I mean? When I was a kid, my favorite movie was the black and white King Kong. And that's why I like, for instance, Yoda's Planet was a real set. You know, it was this vast soundstage with water, with, you know, it looked, you could walk all through it, you know. You went into the distance, and when they put the fog in, hanging over all those trees and so forth, and to her credit, I mean, she might just be trying to placate me because I'm in the room saying, you know, I wanted to have the right balance. She said, you know, I had this very same conversation with George, and I have to remind you that in Jurassic Park there are only 92 effect shots. Everything else are puppets, giant T-Rex. You know, that's remarkable when you think of Jurassic Park. You think there were many, many more effect shots.
And that film holds up so well, too.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, if the audience sees a shot and they know that the clouds are CGI and the buildings are CGI, everything's CGI but the guy in the middle of the frame, that's more Roger Rabbit territory. You know, it's like Big Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, where you go, it's out of balance in terms of it being organic looking. And one of the things that impressed me most about these pictures was the look of the art direction was that the future, or whatever we were, because it's a long time ago, Galaxy Far, Far Away, it's a fantasy, it's not real science fiction. But it was used, it was beat up. Exactly, lived in fact. The vehicles had dents and rust stains, and it looked much more authentic.
Well, I think I can speak for the fans and say what they want to see in the next movies is Luke Skywalker.
There you go. Listen, I really appreciate this, you guys. And like I say, I'm one of you. I feel like you're one of us, and you know, I might not. They're not going to prioritize. Let's see. How would we start our day? What would Mark Hamill like to see? They're not going to do that. But I'll be in there fighting and trying to be as honest as I can be about what I think it is that made these movies so special in the first place. And it always starts with the script, and that's why I'm so encouraged by Michael's involvement, because I just respect his writing so much. And like I say, he's a big fan of these movies. So hopefully we can make something that doesn't make everyone want to find us, cut off our heads and throw it right in our faces.
Mark, I know you don't do a lot of these, but thank you.
I don't, you know what, I'm doing this, you know what, I'm not getting the fee, I didn't get any of your admission fee, I'm doing this because it's May 4th, and I thought, you know what, Mark, put Saturday Night Live and Svengoolie on the timer, and go out, you know, because normally, to me, a successful day is a day where I don't have to get out of my pajamas all day long. That's my goal, as I enter the elderly recluse phase of my career. But, you know, to come out here and be reminded, because tomorrow I go, or even tonight, I go right back to real life, where, you know, I'm picking up after the dog and bringing the trash cans out to the curb. So when I come and see this, it's overwhelming, and it really makes me feel great. Thanks so much.
All right, we're going to get started now. Listen, I want to thank